What if everything you've been told about attracting women is wrong? The truth is, the more you try, the less they want you. Women are drawn to mystery, not validation. In this video, I'll break down the psychology behind why ignoring women actually makes them more attracted to you. Women are naturally drawn to men who create an aura of mystery and scarcity. The moment a man becomes too available, too eager, or too predictable, his perceived value drops. This isn't because women consciously decide to lose interest, it's because their psychology is wired to be drawn to what feels unattainable. Scarcity creates demand, and when a man positions himself as someone who is not readily available, he instantly increases his perceived worth. The key factor in attraction isn't simply good looks, confidence, or even financial success. It's emotional engagement. A woman needs to feel a sense of unpredictability and uncertainty for her emotions to stay invested. When she knows exactly where a man stands, when she can predict every move he makes, the challenge disappears, and with it, so does her attraction. This is why many men who try too hard, texting constantly, planning dates too soon, over-validating her, find themselves ignored or rejected. They have eliminated the very thing that sparks her attraction, the chase. Men often believe that by demonstrating interest, they are signaling their worthiness. But what they fail to realize is that effort itself implies a lack of options. A man who is pre-selected, who is genuinely desirable, doesn't need to try. His time is already valuable, his energy is already occupied, and as a result, he is naturally selective. Women pick up on this instantly. They can sense when a man's attention is scarce, and that scarcity makes them want to prove themselves to him. This principle explains why women gravitate toward men who appear indifferent or nonchalant. It isn't that they prefer to be ignored, rather, they are attracted to the challenge of earning a man's attention. When a man is fully present, fully invested from the beginning, there is no challenge. But when he remains focused on his own life, his own mission, and only engages selectively, he forces her to work for his attention. This process makes her feel that his validation is something worth earning. Psychologically, people assign higher value to things that require effort. If something is handed to us without struggle, we don't appreciate it the same way we would if we had to earn it. The same applies to dating. A woman who has to put effort into getting a man's attention values him more than a man who freely offers it without requiring any investment from her. This is why the most successful men in attraction are those who maintain their frame, who never chase, never overcommit, and never lose their sense of self in pursuit of a woman's validation. A major mistake men make is believing that they need better social skills or more charisma to attract women. While those things help, they are secondary to the core principle of positioning. The man who understands positioning, who places himself as the prize rather than the pursuer, wins every time. Women don't choose based on who is the most entertaining conversationalist, they choose based on who makes them feel something. And nothing triggers stronger emotions than uncertainty. When a woman is left wondering where she stands with a man, her mind naturally fixates on him. She analyzes his actions, she questions his intentions, and in doing so, she invests emotionally. That investment makes her attraction stronger. This is why the men who keep a level of unpredictability in their interactions maintain a woman's interest long term. By not always responding immediately, by not always agreeing to plans, by keeping an air of mystery, a man ensures that she remains engaged. In modern dating, where attention is easily given and validation is abundant, the men who stand out are the ones who withhold. Women are used to being pursued, complimented, and chased. The man who does the opposite, the man who appears detached, who seems unaffected by her beauty, who gives attention sparingly, becomes the one she is most drawn to. He is different. He triggers an emotional response that she can't ignore. Women don't consciously admit this, but they crave the validation of men who don't immediately give it. This is why they often choose the men who appear least interested. It isn't that they enjoy being ignored, it's that they are wired to value what they perceive as high status. And high-status men never seek approval, they assume it. This assumption alone shifts the power dynamic in any interaction. Understanding this changes everything. When a man realizes that attraction isn't about proving himself, but about positioning himself as something worth pursuing, his entire approach shifts. He stops chasing, he stops seeking approval, and he starts living in a way that naturally commands attention. And when that happens, women start competing for him.